Good morning. Happy Memorial Day. Blessed be all the families who lost loved ones, whoever they may have been. Let's see if the news says anything, shall we? Amazon, flash briefing.
Jamie, here's your flash briefing. In NPR News. Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Nora Robb. Russia attacked Ukraine's capital with missiles and drones for the third day in a row, wounding at least one person. Polina Litvinova reports from Kyiv.
The attacks came in the middle of a sunny day when central Kyiv was full of people. Kyiv's military administration said air defenses shot down the missiles and drones, but that their wreckage hit a neighborhood. Overnight, Russia also launched around 75 drones and missiles at Ukraine, most aimed at the capital. Russia also claims it hit a military target in the Khmelnytsky area in western Ukraine, damaging 5 aircraft. Fires also broke out in fuel warehouses. For NPR News, I'm Polina Litvinova in Kyiv. Both warring sides in Sudan's conflict say they're considering extending a ceasefire that's due to expire today. Meanwhile, as Michael Koloki reports, there have been intense clashes in the country's capital.
Gunfire and explosions were reported today in the Sudanese capital Khartoum, as heavy fighting took place between the Sudanese Armed Forces and the paramilitary group, the Rapid Support Forces, or RSF. Clashes were also witnessed in the nearby city of Omdurman. Meanwhile, both the Sudanese Armed Forces and the RSF have said they are considering extending a ceasefire that is due to end later today. In a recent statement, the United States and Saudi Arabia, who had jointly facilitated peace talks, said they had called on both sides to extend the ceasefire in order to enable humanitarian assistance. For NPR News, I am Michael Kaloki in Nairobi.
Now that President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy have agreed on a way to raise the debt ceiling to avoid a government default, it's up to both men to sell the deal to their respective parties. The package would raise the debt limit for another 2 years. It would also cap non-defense spending at current levels this year with a 1% increase in fiscal year 2025. The president said it's a compromise, meaning no one gets everything they want.
This deal is good news for, I believe.
Yeah, the main people that don't get what they want is the people.
The agreement prevents the worst possible
Because
crisis.
we want everything paid off.
For the first time in our nation's history. An economic recession, retirement accounts devastated, millions of jobs lost.
Well, I hope it was your retirement account, because you're already hosing the rest of us.
Congressional Democrats and I fought long and hard for.
Some Republicans say the agreement does not go far enough to reduce government spending. The measure goes first to the House, which is expected to vote Wednesday. Authorities in Davenport, Iowa say another person was pulled overnight from the site where an apartment building partially collapsed yesterday.
So, not going to mention Memorial Day?
The number of people
Just
rescued.
mention lots more
No
wars and
deaths have
things.
been reported. This is NPR News from Washington. The president of Uganda today signed into law one of the world's harshest laws against the LGBTQ community. It would impose the death penalty for what it calls aggravated homosexuality, such as sexual relations with minors or by those infected with HIV.
Nice.
Thousands of people have been forced
Sexual
from their
relations
homes in
with
the
minors
northern
get a
Philippines
death penalty.
as
Hey, I'm not
Typhoon
for
Denny
that.
approaches,
That's fine.
with sustained winds as strong as 115 miles per hour. Ashley Westerman reports from Manila.
Nothing wrong with that.
Videos of strong winds and large waves lapping up on the shore circulate online as the outer bands of Typhoon Betty draw nearer to the Philippines' main island of
attacking
Luzon.
the LGBT community. That makes no sense.
Even though the storm known outside of the Philippines as Typhoon Moa has slowed down since it wrecked the U.S. territory of Guam last week, forecasters still warn of possible flash floods, landslides, and tidal surges in northern provinces. Several flights, school classes, and office work have also been canceled. Officials say they want to be ready, even though the storm's projections show it turning northeast toward Taiwan. For NPR News, I'm Ashley Westerman in Manila, Philippines.
A United Nations committee is meeting in Paris today to discuss ways to end plastic pollution. Analysts say the world produces more than 430 million metric tons of plastic every year, with about 2/3 of that ending up as waste, filling the oceans and sometimes.
Of course, there's no choice because we don't have enough plastic
I'm
recycling
Nora
plants. The
NPR
plastic plants
News
fill
in
up. Where does it go?
Washington.
Directly in the garbage.
The
But y'all
following
leave that
message
part
comes
out,
from
don't you?
NPR
What are you
sponsor
doing to
Saatva.
improve the amounts
Founder
of
and CEO
recycling
Len Retzik
facilities?
is on a
Anything
mission
there?
to bring quality sleep to more people.
Ugh.
Health and wellness are so tied to quality sleep, and I'm trying to tell
We
everyone,
all
look,
throw it in
you
our
have to
recycle
treat
bins,
sleep like
and
an
most of it
activity,
doesn't get recycled.
because I believe
It's a waste of time
sleep is the
separating it.
most important
to be
thing in your
honest.
life.
To learn
need
more,
more
go to
facilities.
SAATVA.com/NPR.
In NASA news,
Nothing about
NASA
Memorial
will
Day.
provide live coverage of the undocking and departure of Axiom Mission 2, AX-2 private
Freaking
astronaut mission
priorities.
from the International Space Station before crew returns to Earth.
They show they care nothing about the
NASA is
soldiers.
seeking industry proposals for a next-generation LTV, lunar terrain vehicle that will allow astronauts to go farther and conduct more science than ever before as they explore the
That
South
plus
Polar
President
region
Biden was
during
checking his
Artemis
watch during
missions.
memorial services. And they got that all over Twitter right
Two
now.
NASA astronauts aboard the International Space Station will conduct a pair of spacewalks Friday, June 9th and Thursday, June 15th to install 2 new solar arrays.
Surprised he-
Students from southern
Does
New
anything on
Mexico
veterans.
schools will have an opportunity to hear from NASA astronauts aboard the International Space Station. The final pair of NASA's tropics time-resolved observations of precipitation structure and storm intensity with a constellation of smallsats are in orbit after successfully launching at 11:46 p.m. EDT, May 25th, 3:46 p.m. NZST Friday, May 26th, completing the constellation. In weather. Currently, in Seattle, it's 52 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Today, you can expect intermittent clouds, with a high of 69 degrees and a low of 49 degrees.
Not like
From
yesterday.
NASA,
Alright,
NASA will
Amazon.
provide live coverage of the...
off. Amazon. Tell us about Memorial Day.
Memorial Day is celebrated on May 27, 2024. The first Memorial Day was celebrated in Waterloo, New York on May 5, 1866. By 1890, all of the northern states recognized it as an official state holiday. Many southern states continued to honor their dead on separate days until after World War I, when the holiday was changed from honoring those who died fighting in the Civil War to honoring Americans who died fighting in any war.
Sounds like a good thing to me. Should have made mention on the news. Alright, Amazon. Tell us a joke. Amazon. Tell us a joke.
What do you call a dinosaur who's the life of the party?
Dynamite!
Alright, well, sounds right, but I don't know if that's a dinosaur's name. Alright, everyone. Hope y'all get some family time and some food and gathering and your memorial services this day, and blessings, love, peace, prosperity, hang loose.